What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. So it looks like son of Mexican superstar legend Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is meeting with his attorney tomorrow to discuss, I guess, trying to work out the bugs with his contract. As you guys know, if you follow my channel or just keep up with boxing, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is in limbo right now with Top Rank. Top Rank says they have him under contract. He's saying he doesn't have a contract, or it's elapsed, or whatever the situation is. So that's the situation. As you guys know, they were trying to make a Chavez Jr. Triple G fight, which I also would have liked seeing, but that fell through because I guess according to Chavez Jr.'s side of things, he did not want to sign a contract extension with Bob Arum and Top Rank in order to make the fight. He said he had no problem fighting Triple G. The money, I guess, was decent or good. It was just he did not want to have to extend his contract to land that fight. So he's been on the bench ever since. Him and Mikey Garcia. And it's unfortunate because those are two talented fighters who are just wasting away. Same thing with Andre Ward. It sucks to see good fighters or fighters that fans can enjoy, stylistically and stuff, and they're just riding the bench while other people are making them name for themselves, like Nicholas Walters, having breakout performances like he had against Nonito Donaire. Triple G keeps moving through the ranks. Meanwhile, Chavez Jr., who does have an exciting style, hasn't fought since, I believe, March. So I think this is excellent news that he's meeting up with the lawyer, trying to get everything hashed out, and he wants the Carl Froch fight. And I actually think I like that fight more than Chavez Jr. versus Triple G. Now, I've already seen Chavez Jr. and Triple G spar. If you haven't seen it, the link will be in the description. It's an old tape. And sparring, I get that. It's not necessarily the same as a fight. However, I think Carl Froch and Chavez Jr. is more intriguing to me. Triple G, it's just a little bit more difficult. Like, technically, Triple G is better, more well-rounded, better amateur background. It's just he's in a different weight class. He's trying to clean out 160. Chavez Jr. I don't even think can make 160 anymore. So the more natural fight would be a fight with Carl Froch. And I love it because you got two great fan bases right there. You have the Mexican crowd. Shout out to all my subscribers and followers in Mexico. And also you have that UK crowd. Both very supportive, both very passionate about the sport of boxing, and they celebrate their fighters. Carl Froch has a great fan base. He showed you that in the George Groves rematch, packing the Wembley with 80,000 people. So shout out to all my subscribers from the UK and Mexico. And I like this fight stylistically. Both guys are just gritty. They're tough. They both have insane chins. I like Chavez Jr.'s body punching. Carl Froch is just a man's man type. You know what I mean? Just tons of heart, no give up. He has a great resume. Like, a lot of people don't give credit for him, maybe because of his style, because he's not necessarily the guy that's going to give you the nonstop finesse like a Rigondeaux, like when he, or Jorge Linares or something when he boxes. But he has a good resume. Whether you think he won or lost, he's been in there with guys like Andre Durrell. He's been in there with Andre Ward. He's been in there with Mikhail Kessler twice. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with George Groves. He's been in there with some quality names, Lucien Bute, when Bute was knocking everybody out. So Carl Froch has a underappreciated resume, I would say. So I really like this fight. As far as Chavez Jr., when he first came out, I will admit I wasn't too big up on him because I'm so high up on his father, and he just didn't seem like he was the goods. And then on top of it, he wasn't really taking the sport seriously. But with the birth of his daughter, he set the record straight with the Brian Vera rematch. I like that. He came in shape. He came to win. So hopefully we get a more dedicated and committed to the sport Chavez Jr. And I have to admit, I actually like Chavez Jr. a lot. I don't know what it is. He's just like a guilty pleasure. I know he had the weed smoking, and he also does some things that'll, like when he stood Freddie Roach up when Roach was on HBO 24/7 waiting for him, and he never showed up, and just the makeshift trainings and stuff. I know he does all of that. However, it's just I like just the style. He has a chin. I like the combination, the body punching. I don't know. He's fun to watch. He fought when he fought Andy Lee. That was a good fight. He had to actually work for that a little bit. Andy Lee was using his height at first, and he gave Chavez Jr. some things to figure out, if you will. And Chavez Jr., I like how, I don't know, I just like his mentality. He's real machismo. Andy Lee was like letting off shots and he was just shrugging, like laughing and kind of taunting him, like, come on, bring it. So I don't know. I just like that. So definitely Chavez Jr. has grown on me. I've always been a huge Carl Froch fan as well. So it's a great fight. I would love to see it. Like I said, you can name it some crazy shit like Battle of the Chins, because these motherfuckers got chins, like chins. They both can take a punch. So it'd be very interesting because you look at what Carl Froch has struggled with. You know what I'm saying? Carl Froch, I thought he lost to Andre Dirrell, but Andre Dirrell's more of a technical like fighter, a technical boxer with a lot of skill, but he can brawl and he has that dog in him, but he's very technical. You know what I'm saying? He's a good boxer, if you will. He's not just a brawler, an aimless like Ruslan Provatnikov slugger type. Same thing with George Groves. George Groves is a good boxer as well. So those are more the styles that have given him problems. You know what I'm saying? If you come aggressive like a Jermaine Taylor, he can bang with you, and you know what I'm saying? It's just going to be a battle of attrition. So it's a very interesting stylistic fight for me to see Carl Froch and Chavez Jr. Chavez Jr. looks like he's applying himself more with the birth of his daughter. And then Carl Froch, he wants those big fights. I mean, I can tell you straight up, Carl Froch is at the point where he said there's not certain guys he don't want to fight. Like James DeGaulle, he doesn't want to fight him. He's been pretty candid about that. He says DeGaulle hasn't earned his stripes. I don't think he digs the risk / reward ratio in that particular fight. And he, you know what I'm saying? He's a older veteran fighter, if you will, and he's looking to cash out. So, I mean, truthfully, all the guys like that, his age, are pretty much like that. Cotto's looking for the big paydays. Cotto's one of my favorites as well. He's looking for the big fights. He's not trying to fight no fucking up-and-comer and have someone make a name off him. He's trying to fight the big fights, the Canelos, maybe Triple G. I don't really see that fight, but he wants to fight those big fights. You know what I mean? The fights that are going to get him a lot of exposure and a lot of dough. And I think Carl Froch is in the same boat. Mayweather, Pacquiao, all these guys. You know what I'm saying? They're looking to cash out, and they're at a point in their careers where it has to make sense to them business-wise. It has to be advantageous for them to make those fights. Now, Carl Froch knows a guy like Chavez Jr. stylistically is more up his alley versus James DeGaulle, who's hungry, has like a trickier style, I would say, you know what I'm saying, that could pose more problems for Carl Froch. And he won't get that much credit, you know what I mean? That's just the nature of the beast and the sport of boxing. People just having the Chavez namesake is huge because people remember his father. His father is a fucking legend. You know what I mean? So him beating a guy like that with a marquee name and coming off of a win, it just does a lot more for his career business-wise than fighting James DeGaulle. Because a lot of people in the States might not even know who, you know what I'm saying? But if you ask, like 1 out of 10 people might know who James DeGaulle is. But if you ask those same 10 people who either Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. or Jr. is, they might know at least one of them or at least have heard of the name or something. So I think that's just where Carl Froch's head's at, and I think it's an excellent fight, so I'm all for it. I think it's also more realistic than a Triple G Chavez Jr. fight at the moment, just because Chavez Jr. is at a different weight class. I don't know if he can make 160. Triple G hasn't expressed an interest in actually moving up to fight certain guys. Let me know what you guys think. If this fight can be made, will you tune in? I would actually pay pay-per-view for it. I think it's definitely worth it. Just, you know what I mean, put on like a pretty good undercard. I would definitely pay the $59.99, $72 or whatever the fuck it is. Let me know what you guys think. Chavez Jr. versus Carl Froch. Do you want it? Do you hate it? Do you love it? Who wins? Why? Let me know those kind of things. Drop me a comment. Make sure you like my video as always. Hate, comment, or subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.